Good evening, students. Already we have discussed about the how to create a simple database application. Now we are going to discuss about the architecture of database design and multimedia design. Architecture means you know what are the various important components that is available in the database design. Now we are going to discuss. The database system architecture represents the structure and the layout of the data. So it represents what structure and layout of the data stored in it. The architecture of the database system can be from a single tier to multi-tier. Depending upon that, it will vary. Multi-tiered system divides the whole system into various modules. Each of these individual modules can be independently altered or modified. Database tier, application tier, and presentation tier. It has three types of tier: database tier, application tier, and tier. The presentation tier, you know, only HTML documents, the users can interact with the application. Then in the application server or application layer, already we have discussed about types of servers. Here also we are going to discuss about the application layer. In the application layer, how the programs are interacting with the internet, how they are getting the data, all these things are represented in the middle tier, that is called as the application tier. And the last one is called as a tier 3 data layer. So in which you are splitting the data from the application and storing in a data resource. So these are the three important layers that is available: presentation layer, application layer, and data. Then in the data layer, this layer I said no already, it is able to split the data from your application. So this layer at which the actual database resides. In this layer, tables, records, all these mappings are actually present. So when you have to save the details from the front end, it will be inserted in the respective tables in the database layer. It is done by programs in the application layer. So in the front we are having the user interface presentation layer, middle we are having the application layer, and in the bottom we are having the database layer. So when the user wants to retrieve the data from the database layers fires the query, that is it tells the query to the data to represent layers of the database. That is, we are having three important layers as application layer, presentation layer, and the layer. Then what is actually the data dependence? Data independence, dependence. From the name we know dependence means it is waiting for some user to give acceptance. That is called as a dependence. Independence means you are having full rights. You can change the data. That is called as independence. So logical data dependence, logical data independence have logical schema and physical schema. Schema is actually, what is a schema? Schema is a view. Schema is actually about the database. We are giving the informations, that is called as a schema. Example, in a table we are having number and name. Schema is representing number is a integer ranging from, and name is a text. So these informations, additional informations about the data is stored in the schema. So we are having physical schema and logical schema. So that is representing the independence. Independence means we can change the data type also. That is called as independent. Via schema we can change the independence. So here we will define the definition for a data independence. So data independence is the ability by which one can change the data at one level without affecting the other level. So by this property, the structure of database can be modified, can be changed for any application. So there are two types. One is called as a physical independence and another one is called as a logical independence. Physical independence, it is a kind of data independence which allows the modification of physical schema. So physical schema without requiring any change to the conceptual schema. Physical schema means, example, the memory size of the database, which is a physical schema. Logical schema means this kind of data independence which assumes the modification of conceptual schema without requiring any changes to the external schema. So it changes the conceptual schema, that changes the physical schema. So any changes in the table structure, example, you add one more row, you delete one more row, delete a row or update a row, that does not affect the other views. This is called as logical independence. So by this data independence, the time and the cost acquired by the changes in any level can be reproduced and abstract view of the data can be provided to the user. So there are two types of independence. One is called as physical independence and logical independence. Physical independence means we are changing the data object memory size. Example, logical independence means we can insert or delete an entire row in a table. That is called as a logical independence. So physical independence independence. Then next one is what is a data dictionary. As we all know, dictionary is a collection. So data dictionary already we have studied this in the previous PowerPoint. Now data dictionary again we are going to discuss here. So data dictionary contains information about the database itself. So the data dictionary thus contains metadata. Metadata means data about the data. The following informations are stored in the data dictionary. Definition of a data object such as tables, views, constraints, clusters, producers, functions, procedures, functions, triggers, all these things are available. It contains a column name. It has data type information, amount of space required to store the data object, default field values, access rights, database user schema information, last updated or accessed information. All these informations can be stored in a table. So it can be in an XML file. So XML file or in an Excel sheet, that is a spreadsheet. The data dictionary is updated automatically by the database system when the user issues the corresponding queries. So the data dictionary will store all the information about a data. Then what are the keys used in the database application? The three keys are nothing but they are very important. The relational database. Relational data means tables. So when you are discussing a table, when you want to create a table, you have to keep a key. The key means what? It should have a unique value, that is called as a key. So the keys are also used to access the records in a database tables. The following are the keys we are having: primary key, candidate key, foreign key, and composite key. All the four types of keys now we are going to discuss with an example. Previous example table we are taking here: course ID, address, last number, first number, and the student roll number. Here first name, last name, address is a combination of uniquely identify a record, but individually first name, last name, address can have duplications. So you are combining all the three and assigning it as a candidate key. But already we have assigned the student roll number as a primary key. Now a candidate key may be a single field or a combination. So combining the first name, last name, address, there won't be any repetitions. So all the three will be same for only some very rarely. So we can assign these three combination as a candidate key. One is foreign key. A foreign key is the same example we take: student roll number, first name, last name, address, and the course ID. Now what we are doing is we are taking up only the course ID and we are combining with another table. In the another table only this name field comes. What is name field? Name field is name of the engineering or name of the course he is studying. Name of the course. This is course ID and the course name. Course ID is not available in the student database. So we are going to enclose some another column called as a name of the course. A foreign key is generally a primary key. So a foreign key should be a primary key. So primary key means it uniquely identify records. We have already studied. So a foreign key is generally a primary key for one table that appears as a field in another table. So this is a primary key in one table. What is this? Roll number is a primary key in the first table. So it has a relationship to the second table, that is course ID. Now we can assign the course ID as a foreign key. So here one table, it relates the primary key with the foreign key. That foreign key is assigned here in the second table, that is course ID is assigned as various types of keys. So I can recap the entire thing now. In this what we have discussed is what are the various types of key. They are primary key, candidate key, foreign key, composite key. With the same example we have explained. That's all about the database architecture. We are going to discuss about the multimedia application. How can you create a multimedia application? The word multimedia means more than one media. That is multimedia. Now the multimedia can be defined as a multimedia means what? Graphics, images, animation. That is called as multimedia. We are thinking like that only. But here what is the definition? The same only. The definition is computer based techniques for text, images, audio, video, graphics, animation, and any other medium where every type of information can be represented, processed, stored, transmitted, produced and presented digitally. So if you want to present a dance digitally, what is that? That is actually a video. You have to store it as a video and you have to store. Now you have to send. Now suppose I want to explain a video lecture, that is what? Audio lectures. Video lectures means mainly audio content is given and the video content is a text we are sending. This is an example for multimedia application. Currently we are using video lectures, no? That is a real time examples for multimedia application. Now examples are, we will see some more examples. Some of the important programs are listed below in some category, that is Maya, Flash, Blender comes mainly under the graphics category. So they are used for doing some animations graphics. Interactivity category basically includes MySQL, Ajax, Flash and Flux and PHP. All these are actually some languages that is used in interacting with the multimedia. Then audio category is of sound files, Pro Tools, Adobe Auditions and more. Similarly, programs in the video category are Canopus ADS, iMovie, Flash Video Encoder, Final Cut Pro, text programs like WordPress, InDesign and Dreamweaver. So these are actually some of the softwares that is required for developing a multimedia applications, video application, audio application, text application. So these are some of the softwares we can use. These are some examples it is given for creating a audio, text, graphics, animation. All these are these are only with the help of multimedia. How they are preparing? They are prepared only with the help of multimedia only. We are doing NPTEL lectures, we are writing exams, online exams, everything is available here. Now, training. There are various systems and intelligent tutorial systems available to train the students in many areas. Training means we are taking the test, we are the same only. Education and training both are one and the same. So they are starting from mathematics of primary student to a difficult surgical process for a medical student. So it varies it is used in all the disciplines, not only in arts, science, mathematics, physics, chemistry, etc. to a medical area also we can do. That is, it is used in education. Then it is used in business. Business means the business applications of multimedia includes product demos. So we are using in Amazon, Flipkart, no. So how they are giving, they are using only multimedia to display the images, the components, then only we can do online shoppings. That's all available. So it is used to enhance the business. So one of the excellent application is a voice and live conferencing. Then a video, a multimedia can make the audience come alive. It is widely used in programs. The quality of business communication can be enhanced by multimedia rather than old store we are going, no. Instead of that, we sit in the home and then we can apply for any online product, see the demos, and then we are purchasing, no. So that is helpful in case of doing business. So product information, customer information, communication to the employee can be done by multimedia. Then games and entertainments, real life games can be created by multimedia. Developers use sound, animation, graphics to create games. Flight simulator creates a real life imaging. So flight simulator means you are going in the aircraft, then we can do, then various animations we can use in games. So it is mainly used for education and training, then for business and games. So these are some of the topics we have discussed for multimedia application. So what is actually the output of this slide is you have to explain, if a question is asked, explain briefly about the multimedia applications. So you have to tell what is multimedia, what are the components, examples, then how it is used, where it is used. So this you have to explain as a multimedia. So in this slide we have discussed two topics, architecture of database system as well as multimedia. Next, in the next lecture we will discuss, we will meet students. Thank you.